everybody. Welcome back to Out and About with the library. Today we are at Dynasty Lanes here in Willard and we are taking a tour. George over here and Caleb, also known as Kebab, will be showing us how the bowling alley works and giving us some history. Hello.
Very good. Thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome.
This is exciting. I hope you can hear me with the mask on here. All right. Well, let me talk to you a little bit about bowling. Okay, today, bowling is something that's been around for thousands of years. Thousands of years, in one form or another. The Egyptians, the ancient Egyptian kids, would have a ball and they would knock down pins. Hey, Kebab, can you dance like an Egyptian?
Let's find out.
Let's see. Yeah, there you go. All right. Okay, very good. Boy, you do that better than me. Thank you so much. All right. Bowling is the object of bowling, obviously, we just talked about, is to take a ball and knock down the pins. There are 10 pins down there to knock down. 10. All right. How many fingers is that? All right. 10. Okay. Kebab, would you turn the lane on? And we're going to show you that some people bowl with two hands and some people roll the ball with one. Okay? So here he comes. He's on his way. He's walking like an Egyptian. All right. So this is Kebab, and he throws with two hands. Get all 10 pins down on the first ball, it's called a strike. When you get all 10 pins down on two balls, it's called a spare. All right? Okay, so go ahead and make your spare there.
Now, is it a preference for people that bowl two or one-handed? Is that just a personal preference?
Yes.
Yes.
Some of the younger people like trying that out because a couple of the pros bowl with two hands, so they're emulating those guys.
Okay.
Yeah, but Kebab is one of the better two-handed bowlers at his age that I've seen. All right, see if you can get a spare. Can you do it?
Probably not.
There you go. Now you have. That's a spare. And then some old timers like me will throw with one hand. All right. Oh. I'm glad you guys aren't old. All right. Whoa. Oh no. It's very slippery out here. Did you know that? You did. Okay, let's see if I can get my spare. Hey, we got a spare. All right. In all sports, there is some kind of time limit, right? Okay. And in baseball, there's 9 innings. In basketball, there's 4 quarters and 2 halves, right? And in bowling, there is 10 frames. We call each one a frame. In each frame, you get 2 shots to knock down all 10 pins. All right? Now, let me show you. In every sport, like baseball, it has a diamond. And in basketball, it has a court, right? In bowling, it has a lane. So let me show you the parts of the bowling gridiron here. All right? Here we go. Now, This is called the approach. That's where you walk up. All right. This is called the ball return. Never stick your hand in there. Ow! Because it'll bite. Okay? There are two places that are out of bounds. Like in baseball, you can hit it foul. You can do that in bowling. Never go past the line here. That's called a foul, and your shot doesn't count. Out here it's oily, so you can fall down and hurt yourself. So you don't want to go past the line. And these are gutters, and if the ball goes in there, it doesn't count either. That's out of bounds. It's foul. All right? Also, the lane has little boards on it. Do you see that? And this would be board 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay? This also has, you can see it has dots and arrows, and that's so you can like target and see where you're going to throw it. Okay? And also, how long is this? Do you know how long that is?
I do not.
Ah, well, from the line to the front pin, it is 60 feet.
Oh.
That's a lot of these. Okay, a lot of feet. All right, now, let's go back here. We can help. If you're very small, you also first have to say that you have to have your shoes on. Would you grab those for me? All right. Now, if you are small, we have shoes for you. They're cute.
Very cute.
I know. And if you're big like Kebab, we have big shoes for you. And you have to have your bowling shoes on when you come out here. All right. To help the little ones bowl, would you put up the bumpers? Kebab's so good, isn't it? Yeah. And to help the little ones bowl, we have very light balls too. Bowling balls, there are all kinds of bowling balls, and they are made between 6 pounds and 16 pounds. And this is a 6-pound one. So my kindergartners can bowl. All right? So would you bounce that off the bumpers a couple times? Bumper guards? Let's see how that works. Wow. That's pretty good, Kebab. All right, now, also, if you're very little, like Jenny here, if you're very little, all right, we have a ramp. All right, Kebab, throw that down the ramp there. And that'll help the little ones get the ball down the lane. Come on, come on. Oh,
So
that was
close.
a good try. Right. Good try.
That was good.
Oh, you did great. You did great. Here we go. All right. Now, did you see that? This is the ball wheel. It grabs the ball, and you saw it go up these push rods, right? And down, right on out to you. Down these rails, underneath the floor, and right out to you. Let's see it one more time. This is the pin wheel, and it grabs the pins, takes them up here and puts them in this pan, and this pan makes sure they're going the right direction, and it goes up a little conveyor belt. Can you see that? You feel like climbing?
I can try.
A little bit? All right. tank are going in the turret. And when it gets full, I have to throw. Oh, there it is. One more. They'll drop down in that deck, and that's what you see on the front. See that? Alright. You can see that there's hundreds of parts and belts and all kinds of good stuff. Maybe when you grow up you can be a bowling mechanic. Yeah. What do you think? This is where Brent and Lou and the rest of us work on bowling balls. And if you get a new bowling ball, a brand new bowling ball, he'll drill it, you see, according to your hand.
Oh, neat.
So if you want to be a good bowler, you'll need a couple balls that fit you. And you can bowl a whole lot better when they work like that. So, okay? An awful lot of, but not all, but an awful lot of our league bowlers have a locker and they just leave their stuff here. So if they don't go away or bowl other places and stuff, and this is where they always are, they just leave them here in the locker. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. How
So-
popular is it with the high school students to bowl? Is it still pretty popular?
Oh, very, very popular. We have 2 high school teams that we host, which is Willard and Shelby.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have, let's see, New Washington's school. They call that Buckeye Central. They have a league here every year for about 10 weeks. So essentially, we host three high schools.
Oh, wow.
So we do have a lot of high school bowlers, and of course the ones that are on the team, they're out here all the time. That's kind of like their second home.
I was about to say, yeah.
They're here more than they are at school. We usually put some new balls in there to give you an idea what's being manufactured now.
Okay. One's shiny,
Mm-hmm.
one's not.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Jared doesn't record this, but what's
Okay. Well,
preference again or not?
it depends. Okay. Let me say this. There are 3 general kinds of bowling balls. There are plastic ones, which usually won't hook on their own. They'll just go straight. If you get them in the oil, they'll definitely go straight. And then you have what's called urethane. It's kind of a man-made rubber, right? And they tend to go straight and then hook a little bit. And then you have what's called reactive resin balls, which will hook a lot, an awful lot. Now, what makes them hook? Well, of course, the way you throw it. Of course, how much oil is out there. Because when it hits a dry area, it creates friction, so it might hook more. The way the ball is rolling, it'll hook that way. Also, the surface of the ball. If it's shiny, it'll probably go longer before it hooks. If it's the duller it is, the more it'll grab and go quicker. And then the other major reason why a ball hooks is what they put in the middle of it.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. And that core is what will determine how heavy a hooking ball it is. So all of those things will create hook, okay? Spin, hitting a dry area, the surface, and what's in the middle.
Okay. Here's another odd question.
Mm-hmm. It's not
During
odd.
a competition or whenever they're in a tournament,
Mm-hmm.
are they allowed to change balls according to how they're playing and according to how the
99.99% of tournaments you can change balls. You cannot and the league is the same way. You cannot clean them with some foreign substance in the middle of the match, but you can take a dry towel and wipe them off every time. Okay. The high school, particularly this year, the high school tournaments, they've been limited to a certain amount of balls. How many balls were you allowed to take? 3. You were only allowed to take 3. That would not be normal in a normal year. You could take more than that. So yeah, you can change balls, but you cannot alter a ball you're using during a match. But yeah, you can grab another one that'll work better for you at that moment. Yeah. Bowling lanes are kind of like golf. You ever been out with your parents golfing?
I'm a golfer.
Oh, there you go. All right. All right.
That's Jared's place.
Well, Jared, you're playing the same hole that you did a week before, but the wind's blowing different,
Yeah.
and they put the cup in a different place on the green. And you can do that to a bowling lane by changing the oil pattern.
Oh, really?
Or if it's been bowled for a while, it might dry out a little bit and it's playing different. So it's the same. And you can get an expensive big-headed golf club for golf, right? And you can get a high-powered, expensive bowling ball. Bowling balls sell from anywhere between $85 and $300, depending on what you want, what you need. So, ask me some more questions.
How many times do you oil the floors, alleys?
We oil before every league, and we have a league almost every day. When I had all the high school matches for about 2.5 months, I oiled a minimum of twice a day for 2.5 months. Oil had become part of the sport quite a long time ago. Originally, they used petroleum-based oil on wood lanes, right, to keep them in good shape, to protect them and to keep them lubricated and so on. Eventually, that kind of became part of how you're bowling, right? Mm-hmm. Today, a lot of surfaces are not wooden, and what we still call oil is a water-based thing. It's not petroleum-based like it was 50 years ago, 40 years ago. Mm-hmm.
That's a better thing then?
Oh, I think so. It's easier to handle. If you're talking to your grandpa, and he liked to bowl, and he went out to bowl, his shirt would be black when he was done, and that was from the oil and dirt that developed on the lane. I do want to tell you too that we have youth leagues for the very little ones on Saturday morning. We keep the price way down so they can, enjoy that and learn how to bowl. And if you just come out and bowl sometime, we have our Bowlopolis cartoon.
Cute.
And some of the kids, the parents come in, tell me about their kids. They say they just watch it over and over and over again. Yeah, and they know every character. I mean, the parents know every character and everything. And we usually have some workbooks to go with that, too. Okay? Very nice. Kebab is going to oil a lane for you so you can see how the oil machine works.
Oh, awesome.
All right? And this, we call it an oil machine. That's kind of euphemism or slang. But this is made by the Kegel company. Kegelspiel was an ancient German name for bowling or bowler. All right? So naturally companies would use the word Kegel, right? And this particular model's Phoenix. You can see it on the front here. This machine will do two things. It will clean the lane. You can hear the vacuum cleaner in there, and it will suck everything up off the lane. And at the same time, it will lay the new oil down. And if it's working to perfection, it will just kind of do it all on its own. If you're in a big bowling center, bowling house, or bowling alley, you might see oil machines that are robotic, and once the guy puts it on the first lane, he walks away and drinks coffee. But most of us don't have it. Before the oil machines, all of that was done by hand with squeegees and mops. Thank you, sir.
We are almost done here. We have 3 questions, though, that I always ask everybody at the end of the interview. 3 of
Okay.
them. Are you ready?
No.
Well, your first one
Uh-huh.
is, what do you like most about the game?
The bowling game?
Mm-hmm. What do you like the most?
Oh, probably competitiveness. I enjoy friendly competition, so it's fun. The better bowlers, I try to knock them off once in a while and beat them, and so on. And we have a fun rivalry, not a bad rivalry, just a fun thing. Okay, probably that, and the idea of really trying to knock those 10 pins down. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
There's strategy behind all of that.
Oh, there's a lot of strategy. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to buy a new bowling ball. I have about 6 of them. So.
Okay, next question is, what is your highest score so far?
I have one perfect game. It's a
Really?
300. 300. Uh-huh.
So, do I dare ask what your lowest score ever was?
Well, it depends on how old I was. And I still have horrible scores sometimes. But you might think they were good ones, but for me, they're horrible. When I was about 8 years old, was my first game. I never bowled before. We did not have bumpers, and I bowled 100. So.
That's my speed, don't worry.
and I begged my mother to let me bowl one more game, and I promised her I would beat it. And I had 101. And that's a true story.
That's pretty good. Okay. Last question.
Uh-huh.
The library's annual summer reading program is going to be starting up this June. And our theme is Tails and Tales. So my question for you is, what animal do you think would be a good bowler?
Ooh. Well, that's a really good question. I think an elephant would be a really good bowler because they're very patient and very smart. And they would just pick the ball up with their nose and roll it right down there. Strike, strike, strike every time.
I would have not thought of an elephant.
Me neither, but I don't know why that came.
But you filled it in great. Okay. All right. That is the end of this Out and About. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for entertaining us and showing us all about bowling and the history of it. We will see you next time at Out and About. Bye.
Bye.